Welcome to the Bible Quiz. Today, we're diving into the profound and powerful Book of Deuteronomy, one of the most pivotal books of the Old Testament. Prepare yourself for a journey through the laws, lessons, and legacy left by Moses as he guided the Israelites toward the Promised Land. We've carefully curated 25 of the most challenging riddles to test your knowledge and deepen your understanding of these sacred scriptures. But before we embark on this enlightening adventure, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Are you ready to tackle the toughest riddles and prove your mastery of the teachings from the Book of Deuteronomy? Let's get started. Question 1. Who did the Lord not allow to enter the Promised Land? A. Hur. B. Caleb. C. Moses. D. Joshua. You get 10 seconds. That's C. Moses. In Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 37, God declared that Moses would not enter the Promised Land due to his disobedience at Meribah. Despite leading the Israelites for 40 years, Moses could only view the Promised Land from Mount Nebo. This highlights the importance of complete obedience to God and the consequences of faltering faith. Question 2. What punishment did God impose on false witnesses? A. Exile. B. Death. C. Imprisonment. D. The punishment the accused would get. You get 10 seconds. That's D. The punishment the accused would get. This law was designed to maintain justice and discourage dishonesty among the Israelites. By imposing such a severe penalty, God emphasized the importance of truth and integrity within the community, ensuring that the innocent were protected and justice was upheld. Deuteronomy chapter 19, verses 18 to 19. Question 3. Who was chosen to lead Israel after Moses had died? A. Joshua. B. Jethro. C. David. D. Caleb. You get 10 seconds. That's A. Joshua. Deuteronomy chapter 31, verses 7 to 8, Joshua was a faithful servant and a courageous leader, chosen by God to continue the mission Moses had started. Under Joshua's leadership, the Israelites would conquer the land of Canaan, fulfilling the promise made to their ancestors. This transition of leadership highlights the continuity of God's plan and his unwavering faithfulness to his people. Question 4. What was the first thing a king had to do after he was anointed king? A. Get married. B. Copy the law. C. Make an oath. D. Gather the crowd. You get 10 seconds. That's B. Copy the law. This act was to ensure that the king would always keep God's laws close to his heart, read them all the days of his life, and learn to fear the Lord by carefully observing all the words of the law and its statutes. This requirement underscored the importance of divine guidance and obedience in leadership. Deuteronomy chapter 17, verses 18 to 19. Question 5. From where did the sons of Israel pronounce the blessings? A. Mount Zion. B. Mount Ararat. C. Mount Gilead. D. Mount Gerizim. You get 10 seconds. That's D. Mount Gerizim. In Deuteronomy chapter 27, verse 12, the covenant renewal ceremony had the tribes of Israel divided between Mount Gerizim and Mount Ebal, with Gerizim representing blessings and Ebal representing curses. This symbolic act emphasized the conditional nature of God's covenant, highlighting the blessings of obedience and the consequences of disobedience. Dear one, make sure to click the subscribe button so you can stay in the loop and catch all our upcoming videos. Question 6. Who slept on an iron bedstead which was over 13 feet long? A. Og. B. Saul. C. David. D. Goliath. You get 10 seconds. That's A. Og. This detail about Og's bed is mentioned to highlight his enormous size and the might of the enemies that the Israelites faced and defeated with God's help. The mention of the bedstead serves as a testament to the strength and faithfulness of God in delivering his people from formidable foes. Deuteronomy chapter 3, verse 11. Question 7. What was the punishment of a woman who committed adultery? A. Were locked into pillory stocks. B. Had to marry that man. C. Were stoned to death. D. Were fined. You get 10 seconds. That's C. Were stoned to death. In Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 22, this severe penalty was also applied to the man involved, reflecting the seriousness with which God regarded the sanctity of marriage and the importance of moral purity within the community. This law was intended to deter such behavior and maintain the holiness of the people set apart for God. Question 8. Who wrote the 10 Commandments onto the stone tablets? A. God. B. Aaron. C. Moses. D. Joshua. You get 10 seconds. That's A. God. In Deuteronomy chapter 10, verses 1 to 4, these commandments were given to Moses on Mount Sinai and represented the core of the covenant between God and the Israelites. This divine inscription underscores the direct communication and covenant relationship between God and his people, highlighting the sacredness and permanence of his laws. Question 9. Who was buried by God in a valley in the land of Moab? A. Elijah. B. Moses. C. David. D. Aaron. You get 10 seconds. That's B. Moses. Moses was buried by God in a valley in the land of Moab, and the exact location remains unknown. This unique burial signifies the special relationship between Moses and God, marking the end of his significant leadership and emphasizing the humility and mystery of his death. Deuteronomy chapter 34, verses 5 to 6. Question 10. How long did Moses live for? A. 80. B. 120. C. 135. D. 138. You get 10 seconds. That's B. 120. Despite his age, his eyesight was not dim, nor his strength diminished, reflecting the extraordinary vitality granted to him by God to lead the Israelites. This lifespan symbolizes the fulfillment of a full and impactful life dedicated to God's service and leadership. Deuteronomy chapter 34, verse 7. Question 11. Where did Moses give his final speeches to the Israelites? A. Mount Sinai. B. Mount Nebo. C. The Jordan River. D. The plains of Moab. You get 10 seconds. That's D. The plains of Moab. In Deuteronomy chapter 1, verses 1 to 5, these speeches included a review of their journey, reminders of God's laws, and exhortations to remain faithful. This setting emphasizes the transition of leadership to Joshua and the imminent fulfillment of God's promise to enter the Promised Land. Question 12. What was forbidden to be added or taken away from according to Deuteronomy? A. The king's laws. B. The rituals of the priests. C. The Book of the Law. D. The 10 Commandments. You get 10 seconds. That's C. The Book of the Law. In Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 2, the Israelites were instructed to keep the commands exactly as given, ensuring the purity and integrity of God's law. This underscores the importance of adhering strictly to divine instructions and the dangers of altering God's word, maintaining the sanctity of His commandments. Question 13. Who was not allowed to enter the assembly of the Lord even to the 10th generation? A. Moabites. B. Philistines. C. Egyptians. D. Canaanites. You get 10 seconds. That's A. Moabites. In Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 3, the Ammonites and Moabites were barred from entering the assembly of the Lord, even to the 10th generation, due to their hostility towards Israel during the journey to the Promised Land. This rule highlighted the consequences of opposing God's people and the importance of maintaining the assembly's sanctity. Question 14. What did God promise to raise from among the Israelites? A. A king. B. A judge. C. A priest. D. A prophet. You get 10 seconds. That's D, a prophet. In Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 15, this prophet would speak God's words and guide the people, ensuring they continued to receive divine guidance. This promise highlighted God's ongoing care and provision for His people, ensuring they would not be without a leader to convey His will. Question 15. How many days did Moses fast before receiving the 10 Commandments the second time? A. 45. B. 40. C. 30. D. 20. You get 10 seconds. That's B, 40. During this period, he neither ate bread nor drank water, dedicating himself fully to interceding for the Israelites. This intense period of fasting underscores the gravity of receiving God's law and Moses' role as an intercessor for his people. Deuteronomy chapter 9, verse 18. Question 16. What is the punishment for a rebellious son according to Deuteronomy? A. Exile. B. Imprisonment. C. Public flogging. D. Stoning to death. You get 10 seconds. That's D. Stoning to death. If a son was stubborn and rebellious, refusing to obey his parents even after discipline, the parents were to bring him to the city elders. The community would then stone him to death to purge the evil from among them, highlighting the importance of obedience and respect for parental authority. Deuteronomy chapter 21, verses 18 to 21. Question 17. What type of animals were the Israelites forbidden to eat? A. Birds. B. Reptiles. C. Four-legged animals. D. Fish without scales and fins. You get 10 seconds. That's D. Fish without scales and fins. According to Deuteronomy chapter 14, verses 3 to 21, these dietary laws distinguished clean and unclean animals, reflecting the Israelites' call to be a holy people set apart by their adherence to God's commandments. Question 18. How often were the Israelites commanded to cancel debts? A. Every 12 years. B. Every 10 years. C. Every 7 years. D. Every 5 years. You get 10 seconds. That's C. Every 7 years. This period was known as the Year of Release, during which creditors were to release their fellow Israelites from their debts. This practice was designed to promote compassion and economic relief, ensuring that no one would be perpetually burdened by debt. Deuteronomy chapter 15, verses 1 to 2. Question 19. What did Moses place beside the Ark of the Covenant as a witness against Israel? A. The Book of the Law. B. A jar of manna. C. The 10 Commandments. D. The rod of Aaron. You get 10 seconds. That's A, the Book of the Law. This book contained all the laws and commands given by God to the Israelites. Its placement beside the ark signified its importance and served as a constant reminder of the covenant and the need for the Israelites to adhere to God's commandments. Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verses 24 to 26. Question 20. What kind of offerings were the Israelites forbidden to bring? A. Grain offerings. B. Peace offerings. C. Free will offerings. D. Animals with defects. You get 10 seconds. That's D. Animals with defects. This included animals that were lame, blind, or otherwise imperfect. Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 1. The requirement for offerings to be without defect emphasized the need for purity and the highest quality in sacrifices made to God, reflecting His holiness and the sincere devotion of the worshipers. Stay with us until the end of the video to see how many Bible quiz questions you got right. Don't forget to note your score and share it with us in the comments section. Let's explore and learn more about the Bible with these fun and interesting questions. Question 21. How many cities of refuge were set up for people who accidentally killed someone? A. 5. B. 6. C. 7. D. 8. You get 10 seconds. That's B. 6. According to Deuteronomy chapter 19, verses 2 to 7, these cities protected those who committed manslaughter, allowing them to flee and live safely until they stood trial. This provision underscored the value of justice and mercy, ensuring that innocent lives were protected while maintaining the integrity of the law. Question 22. Which festival requires living in booths for 7 days? A. Passover. B. Feast of Weeks. C. Feast of Tabernacles. D. Feast of Unleavened Bread. You get 10 seconds. That's C. Feast of Tabernacles. In Deuteronomy chapter 16, verses 13 to 15, this festival commemorates the Israelites' journey through the wilderness, living in temporary shelters, and celebrates the harvest. It is a time of joy and gratitude for God's provision and protection throughout their history. Question 23. How were the Israelites to treat foreign nations when they entered the Promised Land? A. Destroy them completely. B. Marry their daughters. C. Make peace treaties. D. Form alliances. You get 10 seconds. That's A. Destroy them completely. In Deuteronomy chapter 7, verses 1 to 2, they were not to make any treaties or show mercy to these nations. This command was given to prevent the Israelites from being influenced by the idolatrous practices of the foreign nations, ensuring the purity of their worship and adherence to God's laws. Question 24. What should the Israelites do with an idol or image of a god? A. Worship it. B. Sell it for profit. C. Destroy it completely. D. Give it to their neighbors. You get 10 seconds. That's C. Destroy it completely. In Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 5, they were to break down altars, smash sacred stones, cut down Asherah poles, and burn idols. This thorough destruction aimed to eliminate idolatry and ensure exclusive worship of the one true God, preventing the Israelites from being led astray by pagan practices. Question 25. What is the greatest commandment according to Deuteronomy? A. Do not bear false witness. B. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and strength. C. You shall not steal. D. Honor your father and mother. You get 10 seconds. That's B. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and strength. This commandment underscores the total and unwavering devotion that God requires from His people. It encapsulates the essence of the relationship between God and the Israelites, calling for wholehearted love and obedience as the foundation of their faith and daily living. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 5. Fantastic! You've navigated through some of the toughest riddles from the Old Testament, specifically from the Book of Deuteronomy. If you enjoyed this quiz, please give the video a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Let's invite them to test their knowledge and join this enlightening journey through the Scriptures. And don't forget to click that subscribe button for more challenging quizzes and profound biblical insights. We highly value your feedback, so please share your score, any questions or suggestions for future quizzes in the comments. Thank you for joining us today, and may you be blessed on your spiritual journey. Thank you, and see you in the next video.